What is up, guys? Tyler here with the Kingdoms Trading Card Game, and in today's video we are going to build a deck. So what I'm thinking for this deck is kind of a burn style deck, but judging with the cards that I have in mind, it's not so much burn as it is more of a sneaky deck. With the release of set 2, the Kingdom of Winterton, it really gives you that ability to make a deck that does something where it's dealing damage in a sneaky way. And so it's not going to be a Winterton pure deck for the one that I have in mind. It is going to use a couple Linford cards and obviously a couple neutrals. You got to have that in every deck. And I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are. So to do that though, I got my whole card book right here, so that way I can look through all the cards, see what I got. Got my notepad so that way I can make some notes. And then most importantly, got my cup of joe. If you like coffee, do you like black coffee or do you like creamer with a little bit of coffee in it? So this deck is going to be a 40 card deck. I don't want it to be too big because I want it to be able to get to the cards that it needs to get to really fast. Now, when it comes to battle cards, I'm using primarily Winterton battle cards. These 4 cards alone, and I'm running 3 copies of all of them except for Snow Launcher, I'm running 2. These cards will give me the ability to deal direct damage to my opponent's Sacred. Winterton Huntress, you can deal 400 damage directly to your opponent's Sacred. Ice Archer, you have the ability to deal 200 for one time, but it does have Rage. Hidden Archer, you can do 200 per turn if you want to as well. And then Hidden Archer, or Snow Launcher, even though it does require you to send cards from your hand to the graveyard, you could possibly deal 800 damage to your opponent's revealed Sacred, but it's not considered an attack, it's just dealing damage, so that's where it's sneaky. When it comes to other Winterton cards, I have 2 more. I have Winterton Loyalist and I have Long Gi. The reason why I have these 2 cards is Loyalist will protect my Winterton cards, and then I really love Long Gi. It does cost 6, which maybe could be a turnoff for some people, but the fact that it gives you that Magicka bonus and gives you the ability to draw cards, I really like the card. Besides that, I am running 1 Linford card. Maybe not the first card that I should choose, but I really like this card, and I think it might be advantageous for this deck, especially giving it the attack power that it needs, and that is Linford Eliminator, giving you that ability to play a card for a cheaper cost, and it does have a higher attack, and has Rage, so I think that's pretty good. When it comes to neutrals, I'm not running Time Scribe. That is a meta card, but I just want this deck to be fun. I want it to be different, and so the 2 cards that I am running neutral-wise are Temple Teacher and Bar Bouncer, or not Bar Bouncer, Ula the Rebel. It basically is a Bar Bouncer. Ula, I would run 3 of these, and Temple Teacher, I would run 3 of these. I think I like Outpost Tower more. Personally, I would rather look at 2 cards, but because there's so much hubbub about Temple Teacher, that's why I would run 3 of those. When it comes to spells, I'm running 1 Linford spell, 1 Winterton spell, and 1 neutral spell. And if you are familiar with Borum decks, you probably have an idea. If you had to pick without me telling you, you would know what 2 spells I'm definitely running. The 2 Kingdom-specific spells that I'm running are Lost Cause and Winterton Tactics. Lost Cause, the best battle card protect spell in the game, and Winterton Tactics, such a powerful card for getting cards out on the field and into your hand. And then, running in step with the play style of the deck is Firestorm. Now, I'm trying to get to focus, so sorry about that. The fact that I could deal damage to my opponent's Sacred just by playing a spell just runs in theme with how this deck is supposed to play. So maybe it doesn't work perfectly, being that it does deal damage to my Sacred as well, and I could possibly lose a lot of my battle cards, but being able to deal that damage over battle cards and it not count as an attack, I really like that. Lastly, to make up the 40 card deck, I will be running 3 of Lothian, and it's primarily for the, if I can get it to focus, it is primarily for the instant ability that it has. Sorry it's not focusing. Anyways, because it's a free 400 damage that you can deal to your opponent's Sacred, which again is running in step with how this deck is supposed to work. When it comes to tokens, I would be running 3 copies of Master's Table and 1 copy of 4. I know some people would prefer to run 3 copies of 4 and 1 of Master's Table, but I don't like having to send 2 cards from my fortress to the graveyard. I'd rather just get those cards in my hand. So when it comes to sacreds, these are my 5 sacreds of choice. Now you might be thinking that I'm abusing the autofocus on this camera, and that's right, I am, because I think it's super cool. When it comes to the 2 sacreds that I would choose, specifically, I would choose Forward Tower as my phase 1 and Skylight Fountain as my phase 3. The reason why I would choose Forward Tower as my phase 1 is because I love the fact that for my first sacred, it gives me an automatic card draw. I get to draw multiple cards if I want to, and it can quickly get me to phase 2 if I need to, which I'm totally fine with getting in phase 2 because it unlocks cards that I'm able to play. And then just because Borum Kingdoms don't have any defense abilities, obviously except Lost Cause for their battle cards, Skylight Fountain you have to run at phase 3 because it keeps me safe. So the 3 cards that make up the content are Waterfall, Farm, and Library. Now the reason why I picked these 3 is because Waterfall, it'll give my cards extra health, but it has 2,000 health, so that's great right there. Cattle Farm, it's going to give me that +2 magicka, and if my opponent doesn't want me to have that, they have to discard cards, so that works out for me. And if I can get magicka bonus, I'll do that. And then obviously Library, just because it is a broken card, so that's why I'd be giving them that choice. So they most likely would choose probably Waterfall or Cattle Farm. They most likely would choose Cattle Farm, but a lot of these cards you can play without a token, so I think the deck would work good. So just for a final rundown of the content of the deck, in case you're curious, because I didn't say the numbers for all of them, I'm going to run 3 Lothians, 3 Master's Tables, 1 4, 3 Ulas, 3 Eliminators, 3 Longees, 3 Winterton Loyalists, 3 Launchers, 3 Ice Archers, 3 Hidden Archers, 3 Huntresses, 3 Temple Teachers, 3 Winterton Tactics, 2 Firestorms, and 2 Lost Cause, giving me a grand total of 40 cards. So I'm curious to see what your thoughts are about the deck, if it'd be any good at all, or if you think it would at least be a fun deck to play with. And also I'm curious, do you have a way to fight a deck like this? What would be your strategy to stop it? Because obviously defensive is not going to work. To round off this video, before I kind of get to the last couple things, I do want to do a quick Bible talk, and it's something very simple, and it's something that I talked about with our youth group a couple weeks ago, is the fact that I'll start here. I went to Bible college. I got my bachelor's. I'm currently pursuing my master's in biblical theology. I love studying. I love defending and arguing for Christianity. And so I'm really into, how did God create the world? Why does bad things happen to good people? Answering those tough questions. And so whereas some people just simply need to hear the straight facts of Christianity, I love talking to the people that, you know, you have to put in the work if you want them to believe in Jesus. And so what I want to encourage you or challenge you or say to you is, if you are that type of person that doesn't believe in Jesus, but you have some serious questions about, well, how did God create the world? Like, you want to know more. You really want to press, what is Christianity, before I say yes. Well, in the story, or in the book of 1 Timothy, Paul gives his testimony where he basically says it's people like you, people that doubt Christianity or maybe even think it's silly. It's people like you that Jesus came on this earth to die for, to rise again, to raise from the dead, to ascend up into heaven, so that way it would prove, he could prove his validity to you that he is real and that he wants to change your life. And so I want to just say that to you, that if you doubt who God is, if you think Christianity is dumb, even though my passion is to, let's talk about it, let's flesh it out. At the end of the day, what Paul says is so true for you, is that Jesus did come to this world to do what he did, because it's that only truth. It's the truth of Jesus Christ. It's the gospel message that changes everything. That's really all that matters. Thank you so much for watching this video. I super appreciate it. Drop a comment below of what you thought. Please follow the Instagram and the Facebook to see what's going on with the game. Also check out the Wix website. I haven't officially posted it anywhere, but there is a updated PDF for possibly the next set. Also, keep your eyes out for some things that are in the works, just giving people an extra opportunity to connect or possibly play the game online. And I'm super excited because in the recording of this video, probably 2-3 weeks from now, packs for set 2.5 should officially be in my hands, and we should be doing a pack opening video on this very channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Wow, my voice is cracked. You guys have a good rest of your day.